I thought I'd land a job in my field right away. I have a master's degree.
When immigrants arrive in Canada, they often come with big dreams. But reality can be quite different. Many face unexpected challenges. The path to financial stability is often longer and harder than they imagined. I remember talking to Aisha, a recent immigrant from Nigeria. She told me, "I thought I'd land a job in my field right away. I have a master's degree." But Aisha struggled for months. She couldn't find work that matched her qualifications. This is a common story. Many immigrants arrive with high hopes. They soon realize the Canadian job market is tough to crack. The gap between expectations and reality can be jarring. It's not just about finding a job, it's about the whole lifestyle.
I took the first job I could get. It paid poorly, but I felt I had to start earning right away.
The pressure to achieve quick success in Canada is real. Many immigrants feel it from day one. They want to prove they made the right choice. To show their families back home it was worth it. This pressure can lead to hasty decisions, and those decisions can cause financial strain. I spoke with Carlos, who came from Venezuela. He told me I took the first job I could get. It paid poorly, but I felt I had to start earning right away. Carlos ended up working long hours. He had little time to improve his English or look for better opportunities. This is a common trap. The need for immediate income can lock immigrants into low-paying jobs. The pressure doesn't just come from within. Sometimes it's from family expectations.
It wasn't my dream job, but it helped me improve my English and understand Canadian workplace culture.
Starting small might not sound glamorous, but it's often the smartest move for new immigrants. It allows for a gradual adjustment to Canadian life, and it can lead to better financial outcomes in the long run. This approach is about building a solid foundation, not trying to conquer the world on day one. Take the story of May, a Chinese immigrant I met. She started by working part-time at a local grocery store. She said, "It wasn't my dream job, but it helped me improve my English and understand Canadian workplace culture." May used this experience as a stepping stone. She networked, learned, and eventually landed a job in her field of accounting. Starting small can mean different things. It might be taking a lower level job in your field, or starting a small business.
My first job was delivering pizzas. Now I own 3 restaurants.
Long-established immigrants have valuable lessons to share. Their stories of gradual progress can be inspiring and instructive. These are people who've weathered the storms, who've built successful lives in Canada over time. Their experiences show that patience and persistence pay off. I had a chat with Ahmed, who came from Egypt 20 years ago. He laughed as he told me, "My first job was delivering pizzas. Now I own 3 restaurants." Ahmed's story isn't uncommon. Many successful immigrants start in humble positions. They work their way up slowly but surely. This gradual climb allowed them to learn the system, to build networks, and to avoid major financial missteps. Section 5. Real-world benefits of gradual integration. Gradual integration into Canadian society has real tangible benefits, especially when it comes to financial stability. This approach allows immigrants to build a strong foundation, one that can support their future success. It's about more than just finding a job. It's about creating a sustainable life in a new country. One clear benefit is the ability to avoid debt. Many new immigrants fall into debt traps. They try to maintain a lifestyle they can't afford, or they take on loans for education or business without fully understanding the terms. Gradual integration allows for a better understanding of the financial landscape. It gives time to learn about credit systems, banking, and financial planning in Canada. Another advantage is the opportunity for strategic upskilling. By starting in entry-level positions, immigrants can identify skill gaps. They can see what's needed to advance in their field. This knowledge allows for targeted education or training. Section 6. Systemic barriers. The hidden hurdles. Systemic barriers are often the biggest challenge for immigrants. These are the hidden hurdles that aren't obvious at first glance. They're baked into the system, and they can significantly impact an immigrant's financial journey. Understanding these barriers is crucial. It helps in developing strategies to overcome them. One major barrier is credential recognition. Many immigrants arrive with impressive qualifications, but they find their degrees or certifications aren't recognized in Canada. This can be frustrating and financially devastating. I spoke with Dr. Amina, a physician from Sudan. She told me,
I went from being a respected doctor to working as a medical assistant. It felt like starting over.
Another significant barrier is the Canadian experience. Many employers want Canadian work experience. But how do you get that experience if no one will hire you? This creates a frustrating loop. It's a systemic issue that needs addressing at a policy level. Section 8, Urban Living. High costs and financial challenges. Many immigrants are drawn to Canada's major cities, places like Toronto, Vancouver, and Montreal. These cities offer diverse communities and job opportunities, but they also come with a major drawback: high cost of living. This can create significant financial challenges for newcomers. Housing is often the biggest expense. Rents in these cities can be shockingly high. I spoke with Raj, a recent immigrant from India. He told me, I knew Toronto was expensive, but I didn't expect to spend half my income on a tiny apartment. This housing cost burden can make it hard to save or to invest in education or business opportunities. Transportation is another major expense in urban areas. Many immigrants find they need to live far from city centers to afford housing. This means long, expensive commutes. The cost of public transit or owning a car can eat up a significant portion of income. Section 9. Government programs, a helping hand. Government programs play a crucial role in supporting immigrants' financial stability. These programs can provide a safety net and offer opportunities for advancement. Understanding and accessing these resources can make a big difference in an immigrant's journey. One key program is settlement services. These offer language classes, job search assistance, and more. I talked to Maria, who used these services when she arrived from Colombia. She said The settlement agency helped me create a resume and practice for interviews. It made a huge difference. These services are often free and can help immigrants navigate the job market more effectively. Financial assistance programs are another important resource. These can include things like child benefits or housing subsidies. For many new immigrants, these programs provide crucial support. They can help bridge the gap while people get established. Section 10, Community Support, the Power of Networks. Community support can be a game changer for immigrants facing financial challenges. These networks provide more than just emotional support. They can be a source of valuable information, job leads, and practical help. The power of community shouldn't be underestimated. Immigrant associations and cultural groups often play a big role. They can help newcomers connect with others who've been through similar experiences. I spoke with Elena, who found her first job through a Latin American community group. She told me, they understood my struggles and they knew which companies were immigrant-friendly. These connections can open doors that might otherwise remain closed. Religious institutions often serve as important community hubs. They can provide spiritual support, but also practical help. Many run food banks, offer childcare, or provide space for language classes. Section 11, Balancing Act, Individual Effort and Systemic Change. Achieving financial stability as an immigrant in Canada is a balancing act. It requires both individual effort and systemic change. Immigrants must be proactive, adaptable, and persistent. But there's also a need for broader societal and policy shifts to create a more level playing field. On the individual level, it's about making informed choices, setting realistic expectations, and being willing to start small and work your way up. I think of Amira, who came from Syria. She told me, I realized success wouldn't happen overnight, so I made a 5-year plan. It helped me stay focused and avoid getting discouraged. This kind of strategic thinking can make a big difference. But individual effort alone isn't enough. There's a need for systemic changes too. This includes things like improving credential recognition processes, creating more inclusive hiring practices, and addressing discrimination in the workplace. These changes require action from government, employers, and society as a whole.